pleasure for me as a longtime fan to be sitting here with Aaron Gray.
Here with Larry Hama.
We're talking with Kevin J. Anderson, best-selling author.
Mr. Neil Adams.
I am here with David Prince.
Axel Alonso, editor.
Shadow Stevens. And Devil's Comic-Con with John Delancey.
With Tom King.
Kevin Conroy.
Free comic book day.
Denise Crosby.
PopCon Pop Expo.
You're on location at Star Wars Celebration.
Cafe Expo, talking for our second time with Gil Gerard.
Wichita, Kansas at Time Eddie.
Producer David Gerald.
I've got Eric Flint.
Are here at Smallville Comic-Con.
Wizard World St. Louis.
VillageCon in Bentonville, Arkansas.
Michael Lombardi.
We were talking with Alan Dean.
Quincy Allen.
Suzanne Landon.
Of Starlog Magazine, Mr. Kerry Oakwood.
Chris Sami.
Len Lee. Schwartz. Mano Incarami. Jason Aaron.
This is Sci-Fi for Me, your portal to the science fiction multiverse.
The Immortal Mask, a 1970s superhero crime noir adventure that follows a retired soldier who is given a covenant interview with a death row inmate. What he learns from the interview thrusts him into Atlanta's shadowy underworld. He'll have to utilize his military training to survive from being hunted for the information that could topple the most powerful ruling class in the city. This is not a pre-order or a crowdfunding campaign. Get your books now at denali's.com.
25 seconds to curtain, folks.
Your favorite podcast is Critical Blast.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk with Nick at the Phoenix Press and Nick, how are you doing today, sir?
Fine and dandy like sour candy.
Well, there you go. Oh, we have people in the chat already. Aaron at Wolfsbane Comics is hailing the chat. Mike Walters has dropped in to like and share the stream. Always appreciate when people do that. So that, not for me, I do care if I get views. If I get 0 views, nobody's going to come and do their shows with me. So I want some, but share the streams for the guests so that people can see the links to their products, which is always the very first thing you're going to see below the video. So if you get interested in the product tonight that we're talking about, you can click the link, go out there, throw money at it. Not tonight. Tonight, all you've got to do is put in an email address because we're just in pre-launch, but we're still going to whet your appetite for it.
Yes.
Or, do
the
our
main
best.
course will be coming soon.
Yes. So you're starting to build a house of comics. You've got a couple of different titles now, and you've been fulfilling on them.
Oh, yes.
Which is the key component that people think is most important, apparently. It's like,
Yeah, it helps when you partner with a really good fulfillment company.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I didn't make those comics. I just lick stamps. But
you lick them very well.
It's funny how people spend money on comics and then they expect to, get them. And it's funny how many people make comics and don't realize that final part is actually important to the customer.
Yeah, I kind of learned that one early on in my career the hard way. So I've been taking drastic steps to kind of make sure it doesn't happen again. And since I've really put in an effort, I'd say I'm 2 for 2, really.
All right. Well, it's yeah, I mean, it's funny. Pros, you know, are been in the industry for years. Well, we got some people who are 8 years late on Kickstarters that, you know, really should know better than to be like a couple of months late.
Mm-hmm.
I give anybody 6 months. Like, you know, it's always an estimate. Things happen. You know, when somebody drops a pandemic in your lap, I'm like, okay, 6 months is out the window. Although, where are you going to do anything else? So,
I mean, this is a time where you should have it earlier rather than later, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. You got nothing else to do. Just, you know, draw comics now.
You're literally barricaded in your, like, okay, if George R. R. Martin can write over 300,000 words of The Winds of Winter during the pandemic, you got no excuse.
Yeah. Did he publish something finally?
No, but he wrote like a big chunk of Winds of Winter during the pandemic. Like Mr. Procrastinator himself actually got to work.
Yes, it's and I can't say anything. I had several projects to work on, and I wrote none of them. I did a lot of shows though.
Hell, I got a book that like the first draft is finished, but like I'm kind of too poor to afford an editor, so she's kind of sitting on the shelf till I can get that going.
I hear you. Mike has noticed a trend this week. Last night we had Mangai Yoshokan, and tonight we have 2100 Samurai. So yeah, we're sort of doing a Japanese culture thing.
Are you saying? I think I'm turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so.
Yeah. I have no idea what that tune is, but that's exactly the one I was looking for when I found the gong and got it right first time.
Wait, you've never heard that song?
I've heard it several times. I don't know the name of it.
I think it's turning Japanese.
No. I know the turning Japanese one. I just mean the little Asian bit. Da 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 da. Yeah, that thing. That you hear in cartoons and movies and all that stuff anytime they
now that you say it, I don't know the origin of it. I thought it was from the song, but you know,
it predates it by decades and possibly centuries.
Wow.
But apparently it's called generic Japanese music because that's what I searched on. It was the first thing that popped up.
Now that's a rabbit hole.
Yeah. Biddy Tiskets is in the chat. I know I said it wrong, but hey,
we got some big old titties in the chat.
Absolutely. That's nothing wrong with that.
No, fact, I like them. Like them big. I like them round. I like them plump.
I just like them. Period.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love a good set of cantaloupes?
Exactly. It's one of those things that and it sells comics. It could, because the creators of comics they know who they're marketing to. They know what we want, and they know what the drive is. It's
purely sexual.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, part of the motivation for making Screecher a girl was partially because of that. I'm not gonna lie.
Why not? You want a bad girl comic? At least one of them in the stable, or a good girl.
She's a good girl.
Yeah. Well, and of course, Screecher wasn't like, if she stood on her toes, she wouldn't fall forward. She was a superhero model.
She's properly proportioned, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. She might require a life preserver if she fell in the pool.
No, she does not have built-in life preservers. No.
Exactly. Well, how do we get onto this? This is
it's all Biscuit's fault. I blame it on him.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Critical Blast After Dark. Your host Rhonda Shearer will be with us shortly. Oh, you're too young for that. So you're back to the samurai story now, and I labeled the thumbnail for this. I'm like, okay, 2100 Samurai, and it's like the old one was still there. I'm like, no, not that one. 2. It ain't 2. It's 3. I missed something. So the story is now into full-fledged. Oh, this is really a series mode.
Like, we're literally this is the start of the second story arc. So volume 1 is 5 issues, and there's 2 story arcs. There was Traveling Part 1 and 2, which we've already done with. That is done.
That's done.
Okay. And now so this is going to be the start of a 3-parter that I'm going to call The Vow, Part 1, 2, and 3. And then this individual issue is called A Bridge Too Far. All right. So Kiro, he's in the world. He's established himself. He's got like a base of operations. He's got some people he works with now. So now there's challengers. He's dealt with his problems. Now he's got to deal with some of Tyler's challenges, like kind of his partner, like the ones who owns their base of operations and whatnot. So it's got to do with that, and like he's been training Tyler, and it's basically each of these issues is kind of like a statement / question. Like, I think I'm ready. I'm not ready. You are ready. You know, that's just kind of a preview of the next 3 issues. It's
got to convince him to take the challenge on.
Yeah, and it's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be quite a ride, and this issue really kind of expands stuff. You meet a new warlord. He was kind of teased a little bit in the end of issue 2. You meet some new people, and then also at the end of this one, you kind of get like a very last minute kind of like, oh crap, there's other things at play going on.
Now, you talk about warlords, and of course, you know, there's a samurai involved, at least one. They be tooth and a nine more. I'm not sure if we're talking a year or a quantity. 2100 samurai.
Currently, in this world, there's only 2. There's Kiro and Mishi. Now, Mishi, you saw her at the end of issue 2, and she's currently out of commission. Now, she will return at some point, but like, you know, she was really injured. She's going to need to get repaired, you know. So she's kind of out of the picture for right now. So right now we're kind of dealing with more domestic challenges. Now, Gladden, he's kind of like a local kingpin, warlord, you know, kind of stuff. Because it's like a cyberpunk world, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a little,
so we're in
more...
year 2100 then. That's where the 2100 comes in. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's not that. I hate to make y'all feel old, folks, but that's not that far off. And there are those in the audience who will see that year.
I probably won't, but you know,
it's only 77 years away.
That would mean I'd have to live to be 100.
I'd say you'd be here.
Well, I at the year 2100, I'd have to live to be 113.
Well, that's doable. Heck, Al Jaffee just passed at 102.
Well, with the way modern medicine is advancing, I'm going to give that a big fat maybe.
Yeah, we can live longer now. Will we want to when we get there? That's the story.
I mean, you know, the song says, "Who wants to live forever?"
Well, you know what? I do. I'm all for it. This dying business, I don't have time for it. But unfortunately, no one ever covers that whole, okay, keep getting older than I'm. Wait, that wasn't part of the bargain. I don't want to be, you know, old man Salamanca in my wheelchair with my ding, 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 and I can't die. I just keep getting older. That would suck.
It kind of reminds me of this one like funny exchange I saw like on Reddit. I was like, why are all these vampires so rich? Like, if you live forever, if you're not rich, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
because you know the big component of money is time. Like if you can, like a vampire, if you can take advantage of compound interest or just investments in general, if you are not bloody stinking rich after 200 years living on this earth, you are a freaking moron.
Because let's face it, what do you got to spend your money on anyway? You don't have to buy food.
I mean, there's only so many virgins you can buy.
You can buy those?
Maybe not legally.
On the right market.
Okay, that took a dark turn. This conversation just took a dark turn.
I need that. After the show, I'm downloading that record scratch sound effect because we need refresh and restart sounds here. Mike, yeah, we talked about Good Girl Art a little bit, but not for this show. Just for other stuff. And the anthology project, the clock story is it's not moving right now, but the book will be releasing this summer. There is a date to release the book.
The clock is not moving forward.
Yeah, the clock. The Clock is the first American masked hero in comic books. So he's very public domain, and I've written an 8-page story involving him and covering the bridge of his evolution between when he was represented one way and represented the other.
I was under the impression that it was a Phantom. That's an honest question. Like, I thought it was a Phantom.
The Phantom is the very first, but he began in Britain. He's a British character. So the first American one is the Clock. Lee Falk created the Phantom.
The Phantom is British?
The Phantom is British.
I did not know that.
Yep. Just like Tarzan. You know, they liked their guys in the jungle in Britain.
I mean, that's why whenever you see the Tarzan books, it's always a British expedition.
Yeah, exactly. It was never, the Americans coming over. although a lot of them talked American in the television shows. But well, that's because we made them, and we didn't understand Tarzan in America when we did the TV shows, because we're like, okay, yeah, he's been raised by gorillas, so talk like a caveman. I was like, you didn't read the damn books, did you? The man speaks fluent French and English and a couple of other languages he reads. He lives there. He's smarter than all of you guys, apparently.
Yeah, it's kind of like Frankenstein. Like, people think Frankenstein is just like, but if you actually read the book, the guy's like smart as hell.
Yeah, exactly. I'd love to see, I've seen a lot of post-Frankenstein stories. We all have, where it's not the Boris Karloff one. Dave Swartz did a fun series called Confederate Monster. That, he's like, well, what if Igor escaped and, while the monster's still hunting Victor and came to America? Well, it's 1854. We're kind of busy in something. And he just involved the Civil War with the Frankenstein monster, and it was an interesting, fun story.
I still maintain, I think Van Helsing had a really good Frankenstein depiction. Like, the version they had in that one I thought was really good. Even though it was technically a sequel, it was tied in with the Universal version. Yeah, I feel like they did a really good job of like smartening him up.
I'd love to see the monster himself just say, you know what, I'm tired of chasing this guy across the Arctic. What's it been, a couple of years now? I need to just, find a place of my own. Come to America, come to New York, rent an apartment, get a job. Also, shout out to Aaron in the chat. Yes, the Frankenstein and like Penny Dreadful is just a good series in general. I love that series. I really urge anyone who loves like Universal Monster or just monsters in general to watch that series. It is amazing. I tried to read one of the comic book adaptations, and it was like, yep, nope, I'm not into this. But
watch the original 3-season show.
Is it on Netflix?
I think it was a Showtime show. Let me just say it this way. Rose Tyler from Doctor Who?
Yes.
You get to see her titties.
You son of a bitch. Come in.
She is the bride of Frankenstein in that show.
Oh, wait. That might not be what I want to see then. But
No, but she doesn't get mangled. So it has an excellent cast. It has Eva Green as like the main character. It has what's the name of the Bond from the 80s?
Harry Hatcher?
No, Timothy Dalton is like the main guy. Let's see here. You got I'm trying to think. But yeah, it's a really good. Like it's so good. The series is so good. Like seriously,
I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
It has such a stat cast, and plus because it was a Showtime, it's a little bit. It's uncensored, so you get to see the bits. You get to see all the stuff. It's so good.
I'll if I can't find it on Netflix or HBO Max, which I won't find on HBO Max, it's a Showtime thing. Then I'll find the DVDs. I'm sure they're released by now. Oh no! I don't sail the seas, because
I don't either.
Whenever I sail the seas, they tend to board my ship, and then I've got to evict them all.
Well, that's why you put the veil called VPN over your ship.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not that. It's a matter of I didn't end up downloading things I didn't ask for.
Well, you're not doing it right, apparently.
Apparently not. Or going to all the wrong places. It's dark out there.
Remember, if it's just because it says big, beautiful black titties does not mean it's a good place.
It is getting later and later on a Critical Blast After Dark.
All right, I'll reel it in.
That's cool. But let's talk about 2100 Samurai. It's in the year 2100. We have 2 samurai. Is this so what are the samurai in 2100? I mean, I don't know of any samurai today. So I don't know if this is like, if there are samurai and it's just carried on, or if it's, a resurrected tradition, or if it's like a samurai who's like King Arthur buried under the hill 300 years ago, and he comes out and he's like, where the hell am I? Yep, and what are these flying cars?
That is a very fair question. And for anyone who has read the first 2 issues, I'll kind of be treading familiar ground here. So what you learn is that Kiro and Mishi were from feudal Japan. You see this kind of going on in the first issue, and a portal opens up one day mysteriously. It's kind of a plot thread I kind of dangle in front of you, and that portal kind of takes them to the cyberpunk future 2100. All right, and the portal kind of messes with their DNA a little bit, kind of gives them like Matrix agility kind of powers. You kind of see that a little
helps.
bit. It certainly does.
So how do you counter people when they say, "Oh, Samurai Jack"?
I tell them that I've never actually seen Samurai Jack, which is true, by the way. I've never actually watched an episode of Samurai Jack. I just kind of roll with it. I take it in stride. People are going to compare what they want to compare. You can't really help it. All you can really do is either roll with it, embrace it, or just ignore it completely.
And he gets thrown a lot further into the future too, because there's like mutant bunny rabbits and things running around all over the place.
It's killer bunnies. Got to watch out for those.
I don't know what humanity is like in your version of 2100. I don't know if we've got alien visitors amongst our citizenry, or if we just have really cool smartphones now that are sewn into our ears.
Well, that's kind of the fun part about this world. It's so basically there's kind of like a little bit of a backstory to where around the 2070s, you have what's called the Silica Wars, where you know how all of our electronic devices, like our phones and stuff, they're made with a lot of like rare earth metals like cobalt, silica, and whatnot.
Keyword being rare, which means
Yeah, so I kind of applied a little bit of a Mad Max kind of a little to this, whereas what if these materials ran out? Kind of because like we're always talking about like what if we run out of gasoline and what a world would look like after that. I applied that idea, but the materials to make our electronics. So what happens is this war breaks out, nations are kind of fractured, but the thing is electronics, they don't really make many new electronics anymore. So what happens is you see people repurposing old tech.
Yeah, it happens.
So like for example, in issue 3, you see them they get an email, but they're using a Commodore 64 in the year 2100, and like later on in the issue, Gladden he hands Tyler an iPad 2, and that's supposed to be like that's flexing because you have an iPad, because like anything post 2000 is a lot harder to get, and if you have it, it's kind of a status symbol. So because I really like the idea of like mixing of technologies. I kind of got the idea from like, you see this a lot in like third world countries like Cuba and whatnot.
Yeah,
where like take a lot of older technology and it'll mix it together.
Take a look at a Cuban car sometime, and
that too. Like exactly my point. Or like I actually watched this one thing where like these people like, or like how the African film industry. Like there's this guy that makes movies in Africa using Windows XP computers for the special effects, and he like basically lifts them out of the trash, repurposes them, and is making movies with it. And that's kind of the ethos. It's a bit of a background detail, but I feel like it really adds a bit of a flavor to my cyberpunk. It kind of prevents it from being generic cyberpunk 2033 or whatever,
Yeah, where you just have a chip, and it's magic because he's got the chip in his head. Like what chip? How does that work?
Yeah, so it's just I thought plus it's just I thought it was cool, like Apple II, iPad, and it's like they're using an original Xbox and it's homebrew and whatnot. It's just
I want to see a guy flying a drone with an Atari 2600 joystick.
I will do that. I'm gonna that is a great idea, and I am going to do that.
There you go.
Just you watch in the future issue, you'll see that.
Okay, I'll watch that. If you have a need to fly a drone, I mean, don't
and don't be surprised if that character is named RJ.
Work. Yep. Okay.
I will make sure he has a beard.
I got to get rid of this one because you're not launched. I've been making the offer at night for the past weeks. Like, get this thing funded tonight, and the beard will go right now on a live stream. Snip, snip. Because I got to get my license renewed next month, and I'm like, do I want this in the square?
It's like, are you Amish, sir?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm just driving the first time.
It's like, don't you see my buggy up there? I got the buggies of the whole, like, I love how I went from Amish to like New York just mid sentence.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I have no Amish accent in me. It starts out Irish and it stays Irish.
Oh, laddie, I got the Irish and the horse. The horse he's clapping out there. And if you're rude to me, I want to clean it up before I leave.
And I've watched enough Amish shows. You'd think I could pick up the accent, at least fake it, but they're all just like it's really just Minnesota, you know. You betcha.
Oh, so it's Canadian. It's the Canadian accent.
Yeah, it kind of very close to being Canadian. A little bit more Minnesota. But,
Minnesota is as close to Canada as you can get. And
you just talk about the English and how bad they are.
It's actually funny. I actually live 40 minutes from Canada, so
go get some good back bake and some poutine.
I could if I wanted to. I could literally be eating poutine in like an hour if I wanted to, because like I live in Metro Detroit, so I'm like 40 minutes from Detroit, and like I could be on the Ambassador Bridge in an hour if I wanted to.
Yeah, get some. We have a food truck in this area because I'm in Northwest Arkansas in the mountains, but like I'm 15 miles from Eureka Springs, which is like where hippies go to die. So everything is tie dye, and all the streets on Main Street are, get your patchouli here. We have, aromatherapy bottles here. It's a big, huge tourist attraction. Don't drive there on a Friday or a Saturday because you're just like stuck in traffic, and there's no place to park.
And you'll probably get a contact high.
Yeah, probably. But there are food trucks, and there's this one that's beaver tails. I know. Oh. But it's like it advertises on Facebook, and it pings me because I'm in the area. It says, "Hey, we're going to be in this town on this day." I'm like, I have no idea what you are, but you've got me intrigued. So I went there last time they were here, and I was looking at the menu, and it was like these beaver tails, which are apparently these big pastries, bigger than the sole of my shoe, and they come with different toppings. And I saw poutine, and I'm like, "Oh, this is Canadian." I got my phone out, and I went boop boop boop. "Hey, George, I'm in front of a food truck that wants to sell me poutine." He said, "You lucky son of a bitch." He said, "Get you some."
If I ever go to Canada, there's two things I'm grabbing: poutine and ketchup flavored potato chips.
Now I've heard of the second one. I've never tried those. I'm gonna have to ask about them. That's no, I can't say anything. Lay's has put out like 51 flavors of potato chips now with things that I never would have thought was going to be combined with potato chips. I've tried them all, and I've accepted them.
You're still not getting Lay's.
No, I'm not. But do you have pictures you want to show us? I mean,
yes, I do.
We've got Hero. I think it's Hero peeking over your head.
Hero.
Yeah, Hero.
Yeah, so let's kind of get the cover first and foremost. I'm in the wrong folder. Let me just kind of
don't show us your porn.
Yes, I have Torn Samurai Rule 34. No, I don't.
Oh.
No, and actually, no, I don't. But I just did that to troll the people who are going to clip that, because I know people are going to clip that. I actually don't.
Why not? And now somebody's going to say he doesn't have it now, but he's going to in a few minutes. Click, 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 click. Draw.
Wait. Actually, people have sent me Rule 34 of my characters. So
I remember the day I lost my innocence on the internet by finding out slash fiction. Is this like slasher horror fiction?
No.
What yes, fiction. It's like slash fiction. And I swear to God, it was like Michael Knight slash Kit slash fiction. I'm like, what? And it was
Go back.
It was literally yes, Michael. Yes. Oh, in the tailpipe, Michael.
Can we hop in the DeLorean and like go back like 5 seconds where I did not hear that?
And I remember when I lost my innocence to slash fiction on the internet, but I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
I'd much rather talk about 2100 Samurai here.
Thanks for the lift, Doc Brown.
Yes. Speaking of Doc Brown, I mean, there's a lot of future tech right here in the background here. And I've got to wonder how much of his armor has been amped up, or is he still in the full traditional ancient armor.
He's still all natural.
Well, no, he's got armor on.
But the armor certainly is.
Yeah.
So I got to give a shout out to my boy Xevious, who provided me with this cover at great expense. He's not cheap, but he is certainly worth it. And yeah, so this is the cover that will adorn all the books. It's pretty awesome, I'd say.
And that's the official logo, folks. I should have reached out to you for the logo when I was building the thumbnail, but it was late, and I'm like, make something up. I have Japanese letters spelling samurai. I have digital letters spelling 2100. No one's going to notice.
It's okay because this logo is actually pretty new. Xevious kind of did me a solid and did this kind of whip this up for me. Did an amazing job, honestly. The guy does great work.
It looks good.
Yep. It'll be number 3, and then the May. I usually put the date the Indiegogo drops is like the month of it. It just makes the most sense. So yeah, we're planning on launching May 5th, which I was informed is actually Cinco de Mayo. So
yes, it is. Yes, it is. Nothing wrong with that. People come home drunk, get on the internet, make purchases that they don't think about as much.
I am fully okay with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be a busy day for me because I'll be launching live through Comics Lee's channel. He's a really good friend of mine. I do a lot of stuff with him. That's going to be, the stream starts at noon, probably launching live at like 12:30. And then later on the afternoon, around 3 or 4, I'll actually be doing a signing at a local comic shop.
That's sweet. That's fun when you're at the local comic shop and you're the guy at the table.
Yeah, I was actually invited to that one too. I dropped some copies of Screecher off of the shop, and he just like, "Hey, you want to do this?" I was like, "Yes."
Yeah, I would, please. You're going to need more copies of Screecher, right? Because
I printed off plenty. So this is page 1. This is the inks. It's not final because we're going to be doing like a grayscale kind of portion to this. We're actually changing up the art, but this is page 1. It's not lettered yet, but yeah, they've been training, and you can actually kind of see in the corner,
Yeah, old school tech. That's a tape drive if I ever saw one. So who's your artist on this for the interiors?
It's a man named Brian Q. He's the person who handled both Screecher and Turn Samurai issue 2.
Those were good figure drawings.
So, this?
That's Ashley.
Yes, this is a new character that's premiering. Pencils are by Brian Q, and then the colors are actually by the person who's been handling my cards, Ardent Black, who, by the way, they're actually going to be picking up the coloring duties for Screecher issue 2, which is coming out this fall. So
those
if you
are
like
some nice cards, by the way.
Oh yeah. I actually got you want to see the fronts of the card designs? I got those for you.
Yeah. See, so we're gonna have cards for 2100 Samurai then.
Yes, actually. Here's the card designs for Ashley, and then I haven't designed the backs yet, but I've got the fronts for. So it's gonna be 4 of them. I'm just gonna show you Gladden and Ashley. There we go.
Okay, now who's Gladden? Well, can you tell us who these characters are and how they're going to play into the saga of 21?
I would be happy to. So Gladden, I was talking about like the warlord and whatnot. This is Gladden. Right. Gladden is the warlord. Okay, he's the villain of this issue. He's kind of like I kind of dressed him like Billy the Butcher from Gangs in New York, and then Ashley is the 3rd in line. Because their base of operations is a brothel. It used to be Judy's, Tyler's sister, but when Judy was, spoiler alert, killed at issue 2. Yeah, it's been a year since, almost a year since I released it, so I think I should be fine. After that, Tyler took over, and she basically made Quell is kind of the Lucius Fox of this whole operation. She runs the day-to-day. And then Ashley is the number 3. You actually saw her towards the end of issue 2. But now she's really getting fleshed out. And yes, She is ginger.
And well, she's colorized here because your book is actually black and white, right?
Yes. And I'm actually doing something really sweet. I don't have it with me, anything with me right now, but like, I'm actually going to be doing for my special edition. Let me just stop that real quick. For my special edition, I'm doing something called the Blood and Steel edition, where it's let's see here. I'm looking for. It's going to be black, white, and with red accents. I'm trying to see if I have.
Okay.
I didn't
300.
Yeah. Well, 300 or Sin City is also another comparison a lot of people make. I did a test page of it where I kind of redid a page from issue 2. I'm trying to see where it is. Can't remember where I put it. It's kind of a problem. Now, as far as the grayscale, this is an example of what the regular comic is going to look like.
Toss that back up there.
So this was a piece of art that Brian did, and this is Kiro from Turn Samurai. But this is pretty much what the new version of the comic is going to look like. It's going to be more grayscale.
That's cool. Yeah. That's good grayscale. I love monochrome.
Yeah, so that's the regular edition. Trying to see if I have.
I mean, sometimes, when you color something, you ruin the look of what you had in black and white.
I agree. Like, let me just kind of give you an example. It happens
more now, because if you think about it, in the 70s and 80s, the colorist was like, yeah, 4-color. Here's the process. We do this, and it's blue and it's red and it's flesh tone. But then we got digital coloring. Like, I can put some shading in here. The light source comes from here. I'm going to blend in these lines, and the colorist takes over the art.
These are never before seen. These are some experiments that I myself did, where I tried to color pages from issue 1. These are my own flats, and they didn't turn out the best. They're not terrible,
but they're flats. And for people who don't understand, it's not supposed to be textured. It's supposed to be just like, here is a field of color, colorist. The colorist goes in and textures all of that up. And sometimes it's not even like, the faces could be green. It just has to be something distinct from the colors around it to isolate it.
Yeah, like I said, it's not terrible. But like this just kind of an experiment I did, and this is just something that I did. I'm just kind of showing this off just as a, behind that's kind of behind the scenes, really.
Yeah. That's not what the finished product would look like if it was colored. And I think people know that. So you're going to launch on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. When are you going to deliver? I know you're going to, because you've done 2 of them already. So you're getting a rhythm into this.
Yeah. So this is another page that I did, kind of showing a little bit more. Like I said, it's not bad. But yeah, it might need some more work if I were to do this. But anyway, as far as the delivering is concerned, I'm hoping to have it delivered. I usually try to have them all delivered 3 months after the campaign ends, roughly. So as far as where the project is right now, so we're all done with the thumbnails. Script is obviously finished. And we're working on the pencils right now. So right now, the artist is focusing on getting 3 pages done. It's going to be like page 1, 2, maybe 3, and then page 10, just so that I can have those done to showcase on the Indiegogo. By the time the campaign ends, the book should be all done. So basically, ready to go to the printers as soon as it's all said and done.
All right. Well, like I said, you've got into a rhythm now. You know all the things that you know how to screw it up, because we've all had that first 2 issues where we've screwed it up.
I had my mistakes with Product Access. Issue 1 of Turn Samurai was a bit of a crap show. Issue 2, I made a few mistakes. Those are pretty well documented on the internet if anyone wants to look those up.
Everybody's made it. Everybody's screwed up. You weren't stealing solo, so there's that. You can always say, hey, but at least I didn't, Oh, something to point at. Mike Walters reminding us, and I'm reminding y'all that the mic stand is getting ready to start at the top of the hour. So when you're done here, after you've clicked the link below and said, yes, here's my email address, let me know when this thing launches, because that's what you do tonight.
So right now we are last I checked, we are 2 people away from 30. So we're at 28 signups, which are pretty good, honestly. The Screecher signups, I got about 80, and I want to try and break that record, but at least as long as I can get close, I'll be happy.
Yeah. 80 for Screecher. You can do that by May, but you're gonna launch May 5th anyway. You're not waiting for a certain number.
No, it's just as many as I can get before launch, really.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, and I know. Yes. Oh, sorry, you're saying.
I just want to let Mike know we're sending people to the mic stand after this for everything to do with anime, manga, comics, and professional wrestling. All the niche news of the day. So
nice. Also, to kind of put out little common questions that I've gotten, yes, there will be a catch-up tier. For $30, you'll be able to get physical copies of issues 1, 2, and 3.
So that's $10 a piece.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the price. $10. Oh, well, this is plus shipping, by the way. And then if you want just a copy of issue 3, that's going to be $10 plus shipping. But that will come with digital copies of issues 1, 2, and 3. So if you just want issue 1 and then you're fine with digital copies, just spend $10 plus shipping, you're good.
Excellent.
Some other stuff I'm going to do is $20, like my goodie bag tier. It's where I'm going to have a set of 3 stickers, and then 4 trading cards plus a physical comic, and then a digital. 30 is that, and then yeah.
I mean, issue 4, you're at the point now. I always tell people, with their first issue, focus on the comic, maybe some stickers, maybe a print, but don't get overboard on stuff, because nobody loves your character the way you do. So don't make all that other stuff. By issue 4, issue 5, you're at the point where you're like, hey, we got the logo on some T-shirts here. Do you want the character on a T-shirt with the logo? That'd be cool. Because at that point you've established a fan base. You know who the people are who are coming back, and who the people are who want 21 Samurai material, 2100 Samurai material, or want Screecher material.
Oh yeah, like for example, Screecher I know is a definitely a popular character. Like you always tell when a character is popular when you get fan art of it. And I've had people like send me fan art, and all of it's like really good. When you're
when you're at the con or the comic book store and someone shows up in cosplay, then you've made it.
Oh, that will be a day. That will be very like. And I'm trying to talk about Screecher too much because this is like turning samurai, but it's like sorry.
Well, what's going to happen is Hero and Kai. Hero, but he's got a partner. I forgot his name.
Tyler.
Tyler. I knew there was an I sound in it.
And so it's a lady, by the way. The partner is a lady.
Oh, see, I'm learning. Damn these androgynous names. They just throw me off. So
all right, I need to send you digital copies of issue 1 and 2 after this is done.
I need to read it. I just need to get them. So Hero and Tyler, Hero at least got here through a time warp thing, which tells me time warp things exist, whatever they are and however they work, which means there can be another one at any time that says, oh, by the way, you're going to spend a week in 2023. And, here's this purple suited chick on a motorcycle says, what the hell is this samurai doing in the middle of my city street?
Well, funny you should say that, because right now I have like a phase 1 of characters planned. It's like 4 separate comics. I've done 2 of them. One of them is going to be a revamp of like my first comic book Product Access. And the third one is one that I've kind of mentioned here and there called Eco Ray and whatnot. We're not going to talk about that. But at the end of phase 1, I'm actually going to do a crossover between Product Access and Turn Samurai.
The cataclysmic Phoenix event.
No, it's like the series is going to like crossroads. It's
okay. I tried to give you a crisis, but no, you just do your own thing.
No, because I need to build up for that. Because trust me, I have a big crossover planned. Like I actually have like 3 different big crossovers. I have like this one is just going to be like more of a simple Days of Future Past kind of thing. for this one. The next big crossover, there's going to be like an invasion of Seattle, and like all the characters have to come together. And then I also have like this thing called the Synergy Saga, where I'm going to like a virus breaks out, gives people superpowers, ramifications of that. And that's going to be like introducing my version of mutants, and like, you know, some people are going to get like revamped and like going to do more stuff off of that. That's going to be. Mwah.
So is there anything before crossovers? There's usually the establishment that the universe is cohesive. So
that is true. That is,
in
yes.
21? Yeah, anything that people see in 2100 Samurai, like, you know, he's racing down the street and they go past the Screecher Museum.
Well, okay, let me just kind of spell it out. They are all in the same universe. Turn Samurai takes place in a futuristic Detroit. Most of my comics take place in Michigan because, well, that's where I'm from. Screecher's from Ann Arbor, so any of the stuff you see would kind of be in that area. But I have other characters that are planned to take place in Detroit. Like, I got a Robin Hood character that I'm going to be doing at some point, you know. Like, it'll really kind of start to really get big once kind of Screecher gets going, and then like Product X is a road trip kind of comic. But like once I start doing my other stuff, you'll really start to see some characters kind of popping up around.
So you're gonna have a whole team. You can have like the Justice League of Ypsilanti.
Also, I got to give you credit. Most people from out of state do not pronounce that correctly, so I got to give you props. Like, trust me. Like,
kind of make a joke, but.
By the way, I live like right next to Ypsilanti. Like, I'm like 5 miles from it. So
I just think it's a funny word. So I thought Justice League of Ypsilanti would, you know.
Most people pronounce it Ypsilanti. Like, like that's kind of the marker of someone who knows what they're talking about when they call it Ypsilanti.
Yeah. Well, that's like anybody who says, "Oh, you're from Illinois." Like, no.
Or Illinois. It's like, "Oh, you're from Louisville."
Yeah.
That's the other big one. When you refer to it as Louisville instead of Louisville. You know, because like it's Louisville.
Oh no! Don't try to speak Southern. We say it the French way, Louisville.
I my family's from Kentucky, so I have Southern blood in me, so I get a pass.
Well, it's like you can always tell when congressmen from the Midwest are running for office, because they're no longer the state senator from Missouri. They're like, from the great state of Missouri. Like, no, you're still from Missouri. Quit trying to sound like a hick.
Yes, we know your bag is made of carpet, so shut up.
Yes. I ain't no ways done tired yet. I remember that one. It's not election season yet, is it? I hope.
No, not yet. We're still in the off year.
All right. So, folks, you need to be seeing a page that looks like this right now.
Mm-hmm.
There is a link right below the video. Hit it. It'll open another window. You'll still hear the talking. Nothing's going to end.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll just have to scroll down, and right here there will be a little thing that says, "Hey, put your email address in here," and then click the button to say, "Yes, I'm agreeing to the rules of Indiegogo," whatever they may be.
If you have to sign over your firstborn child, remember you can always make more.
Always make more. It's a renewable material. So. This one doesn't have that little button because I've already filled it out. So I don't get to see it again. This is the artwork we've seen already. But, you know,
yep.
I love the little float over here. Ashley is ready to serve because she's a prostitute.
Like, yeah. So basically, I first created this. This is actually the first comic I ever created. I created this when I was still in high school, like 2005. 2006 era kind of thing, and
I know it wasn't that long ago. Yeah, it really wasn't that long ago, was it?
It was about.
Shit, that's almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the scripts have been rewritten and reformatted. You know, obviously.
I'm still thinking 1985 was just a few years back.
Back in 1985.
Yeah, when I was graduating high school.
When I sat down to do this comic, I wanted to just kind of unleash myself, just go full bore. So that's why this is like maturity comic. But I was trying to be edgy, like, oh, their base of operations is a brothel, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's
in high school.
Yeah, and I think since then I've kind of made it work where it's like, okay, yeah, it's a brothel. Sure, I'll do like the stupid sex jokes. Like, this is gonna be a little bit of a spoiler for issue 3, but This is probably like I've been wanting to do this joke for so. Can I curse?
I hadn't stopped us so far.
I've been wanting to do this joke for so fucking long. Where in the Matrix, in the beginning of the Matrix, where it's like, lady, I'm just doing my job. You give me that jurist my diction crap, you can cram it up your ass. Like from the first scene. So there's an officer trying to like shake down one of the ladies for like bribe money. And he's like, ma'am, I'm just doing my job. You give me that jurist my diction crap, you can cram it up your ass. And then without missing a beat, she says, no thanks. I've had nothing crammed up my ass for one day. Thank you very much.
Oh,
I have been waiting to put
and she's probably not joking.
I've been waiting to put that joke I thought of that joke in high school, and I've been waiting to put that joke on paper for 15 fucking years, and I'm finally getting to do it.
Finally getting to it. I'm just thinking, their base of operations is a brothel, so they probably have like, code words. Where somebody walks in and they're like, "Hey, sailor, new in town. What can we get for you today?" It's like, "I'd like to get a pink banana," and that's that's like code word for like it sounds like something dirty, but it means I'm here to talk to the boss and deliver some money.
You know what? I actually might do that joke because like that would actually be really fun, like play it straight joke where it's like you think it's like you just said, you think it's a code word for like some really nasty sex act, but it's just talk to the boss,
Yeah, it's just we're keeping cover here.
That is totally in line with like the sense of humor this book has, so I'm totally stealing that. By the way,
take it, and go with God. It's all free.
I've been waiting to do that joke for so long, and it's just like I'm so happy that I'm finally able to get like, because it's just like even though I came with it that like a horny 16-year-old came up with that joke, I still think it's funny.
Yeah, it's a situational joke. It's not a
plus like people who know like they're referencing the Matrix, but then I take it a step further.
Take it the next step. That's if you just stopped there, it would be like
Matrix reference. Okay,
Matrix.
Cool, whatever. Like
you
think,
cool.
Cool.
Like, he leveled it up.
Yeah, it and plus like you said, she's just saying it matter of factly because like, oh yeah, probably, like because basically with these ladies, I treat the prostitution house like it's a normal job. Like Judy, she always took care of the girls, and like they're it's like they just kind of like there's another joke I put in probably issue 5, so this is preview where Quell needs Ashley to kind of watch over the brothel, and she like peeks out, and she's like, I'm kind of busy right now, and Quell's like, well, we'll finish it up, and then the next panel she walks out, and you hear and Ashley just says, put some ice on it, you'll be fine.
There you go. Yeah,
that one.
You don't even know what happened. Your mind just paints the picture for you. That's what comics does.
That's pretty much the joke, and that was inspired by Ron Hood Men in Tights from the ending where like the ending scene where it's like he gets some circumcision. You hear like the scream, and he comes out and says, "Put some ice on it, you'll be fine." So that's where I got that joke from. So like. Yeah,
I'm glad we're at the top of the hour because now I'm starting to cringe with pain. But
this book has a very dark sense of humor. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, folks, if you want to check out 2100 Samurai, again, the link is below. Do check it out. If you're watching on the replay, guess what? The link is still below down there. So hit it, check it out. Just all you're doing is signing up for email notifications when it launches, and then you can go in and check it more out.
No circumcisions. No circumcisions will be performed in this book. That you have my guarantee.
Yeah, no foreskins were harmed in the creation of this comic.
I need to put that on a cover at some point.
Yeah, I'm full of it. I'm full of it. People tell me that all the time.
I've actually thought about it, so I do some light censoring to this book because like it's a brothel, and like I could have every narrative excuse to have him like walk around topless, but I kind of put him in like lingerie because I want this to be. I don't want it to be explicit. Like, I don't want, like, heavy nudity. I'm trying not to make a porno comic.
It's a PG, not an R.
Actually, I'd say this is a light R. Like, this comic is a very light R. There's blood, there's violence, there's curse words. They talk about sex, but I kind of write, like, I try not to have it be it's not a hard R. But I've actually thought about doing a like 21 XXX like version where I completely just like it's just you want the boobs? Here, you can have the boobs.
Well, that's what those variant covers are for,
that's like so there's a slip cover for this that's where it's like I have to also do a slip cover because boobies.
Yeah. Here's the NSFW cover.
If I were to do an NSF cover, I would probably have someone do the art style of like Vargas, like the Playboy artist.
Oh yeah.
Like at least have it be somewhat artistic, that I'd probably do that. Just have like a Vargas kind of style cover, like.
There's plenty of people out there making good money on Kickstarter and Indiegogo who have 7 covers and then 7 variations of those covers that are the NSFW, and for an extra $5.
I will say this. So for issue 5, I'm actually Ghost in the Shell. The beginning where he's coming up, he's got the stuff dripping off of her. From the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. Right.
So that's actually going to be the cover of issue 5. But I'm actually going to put Tyler in a sports bra and then training shorts, just kind of but
keep it safe.
I might actually have a variant that's uncensored.
There you go.
Because something like that, it's very easy to have the artist be like, oh, you want me to make an uncensored version of that cover?
Put the clothes on a layer. Yeah, that's easy to do in Photoshop.
Yeah, for the artist, yeah, that's actually that wouldn't be too hard of a change for the artist, whoever it is.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So before the boobs come out anymore, we're going to wrap things up here. The only boobs you've got now are me and Nick. That's it.
Yes, there's a reason why the camera's angled as it is, because I'm trying to save you guys.
All right. Nick, thank you again for coming on, man. It's been fun talking with you about 2100 Samurai. Best of luck with it. I hope, people sign up for it. I hope that you, get that funded and beyond. So I want everyone to make their projects work.
I tell you what, though, the distributor, he better keep up his quality. He did a good job with Streetcher.
Stay on him.
Keep up his quality.
You got to stay on them. Distributors are greedy, evil fucks. And
you really are. You really are.
Yep. All right, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here tonight. We don't have a show without you. We are just a podcast falling in the woods otherwise. So we are glad you were here. And, of course, while you were here, we just hope you had a blast. Good night.